What is up, man? It's your boy Musical Nabil here, and today I'm going to be reviewing the posthumous Pop Smoke album, Shoot for the Stars, Aim for the Moon. If you don't know who Pop Smoke is, if you clicked on this video, you probably do, but I'm going to just give a brief summary, just telling you the backstory of Pop Smoke. Pop Smoke is a New York rapper that really used the UK drill beats, that UK drill style of rap to his advantage, and took it. He was really the first rapper to really take it to America and really abuse the sound, but it was extremely different than other beats that other people were hopping on, and it was unique. And his voice, his monotone voice, that kind of gave like some Hoodrich Pablo Juan vibes, but it was very monotone, but it was still, it was still a vibe on these UK drill beats, and he was able to build a fan base, getting multiple hit songs like Dior and Welcome to the Party, and also being featured on Travis Scott's Jack Boys mixtape. So, he was obviously popping off in the music scene, and he was really building a name for himself and a fan base. Unfortunately, Pop Smoke did pass away on, I believe, February 20th or February 18th. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but Pop Smoke did pass away, and this is his first, and if we're being honest, probably his last posthumous album. So there's that. It's unfortunate that he passed away, but he's come out with, I believe, 3 projects. This is, I believe, is going to be his 3rd project overall. He dropped Me the Woo back in 2019 and Me the Woo 2 back in 2020, or this year in 2020. So let's talk about the track list. Let's talk about the tracks on this thing, and is this Pop Smoke, this new posthumous Pop Smoke record, is this a good album or is this a bad album? I'm gonna tell you guys right now the tracks to, if there's tracks to listen to, tell you the tracks to listen to, and the highlights and the lowlights of the album, and if it's good or not. Now, before we get into it, I'd appreciate not only if you guys like the video, but also subscribe. Not only does it help the channel grow, but I'm trying to turn this into a career, so that would mean a lot to me. Without further ado, let's get started. So heading into the intro for this track, Bad Bitch from Tokyo. The beat, as far as the beat goes, the melody for the beat is pretty above average. The drums, the speed of the drums were the UK drill that we've come accustomed to from Pop Smoke at this point. The intro to this thing is extremely short. I mean, intros are normally short, but it's not even a minute long. It's like 48 seconds. Pop Smoke's verse on this thing is above average, and it definitely gives some Foreigner featuring A Boogie vibes from that the Me the Woo 2 album / mixtape. So this song was pretty solid, pretty above average track. Next, we got Aim for the Moon featuring Quavo. As far as the beat goes, the melody is very similar to Bad Bitch from Tokyo. It's above average. It's a vibe. Drums, same thing. They're like the UK drill. Pop Smoke's auto-tune crooning in the intro sounded really nice. Gave some Invincible vibes. I liked it a lot. His verse is solid, and on a good day, it's above average, I feel. Quavo's verse is the same thing as Pop Smoke's, except I would say it's just a little worse than Pop Smoke's verse on this track. It's also enjoyable to hear Quavo go skr 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 on the track, so that's fine. Next, we have For the Night featuring Lil Baby and dababy. This track actually is #1 on Apple Music right now, so this track's been doing commercially pretty well. As far as the beat goes, I would say the melody is mediocre, but in a good way. The melody is mediocre, but in a good way, if that makes any sense. The speed is like a 120 beats per minute Gunna Cell / YSL affiliate. That's the speed of the song, and the drums. I don't know why it took me so long to say it was mediocre, but in a good way, but it did. So I don't know. It's fitting that this is a Gunna. It sounds like a Gunna / YSL affiliate song because Lil Baby is on it. Pop Smoke's verse is solid. His singing is solid. It's not terrible. One thing that I do notice on this track is that he does take a completely different route and a completely different vibe from his previous tapes, and he's taking a more like R&B sexy singing route, and it doesn't sound that bad. A lot of people that take this risk, mainly people like Future, they kind of fail it, but this Pop Smoke record, taking a more emotional route, R&B route, it doesn't sound bad at all. His verse is solid on this track. His singing is solid, not terrible. His hook is whatever. It's cool. It's fine. Lil Baby's verse is actually better than Pop Smoke's on this track, and but it's still just solid. And then DaBaby's verses, I feel pretty out of place and kind of redundant. Like, I don't think it really needed to be there, but it's fine. I mean, I guess it's cool to have it there, but I just feel like it could have done with just Pop Smoke and Lil Baby. But it's cool to have DaBaby there. It's not going to kill. Doesn't completely kill the track. Next, we have 44 Bulldog. As far as the beat, the melody is a dark, solid, on a good day, above average melody. Pop Smoke's verse is fast, infectious. It's a seamless fit with the beat as well. It's a typical UK drill beat that Pop Smoke fans have become accustomed to at this point. The one thing about this track though that's kind of disappointing is that once you've heard like 30 seconds of the song, you've heard the whole song. You've heard the whole thing. So it's not much change or variation, so that's disappointing. Next we have Gangstas. The beat on this track is pretty garbage, unfortunately. And the drums are just extremely run-of-the-mill. The intro is way too long. It takes way too long to get to the beat drop, like 40-something seconds. And Pop Smoke singing on this thing is just trash. This is way, his verse and hook is way out of character. And everything about this track is out of character, and this album would have done better without this song on it specifically. Next we have Yeah. The beat, as far as the beat goes, the melody is above average. Pop Smoke's verse, hook is good enough to match the beat's quality, which is really good. Mediocre. I think Pop Smoke's auto-tune crooning in the back sounds pretty pleasant. And next we have Creature featuring Sway Lee. This song is fire. The beat, as far as the beat goes, the melody is fire. It's a typical UK drill beat that, again, Pop Smoke fans have become accustomed to. And the auto-tune from Sway Lee is absolutely fire. Sway Lee on this UK drill beat, which I was hoping to hear a little bit more of, from like hearing Quavo on a drill beat again, dababy, Lil Baby on a UK drill beat. That would have been exciting to hear, but we do hear Sway Lee on a UK drill beat, and it sounds absolutely fire. It is absolutely fire. This is an awesome track. The instrumental's fire. Sway Lee's verse is absolutely fire, and Pop Smoke's verse is pretty good as well. I think he matches the quality bar for this track to be on here, especially because it's a UK drill beat, and that's pretty much his style. Next we have Snitching featuring Quavo and Future. As far as the beat goes, the melody is a pretty vibe. It's like something you would hear off like Migos Culture or something. It's a vibe. Quavo's verse fits in perfectly because of that, and I like it. His auto-tune in the background of his hook sounded pretty pleasant. Pop Smoke's verse is passable, and Future's verse is whatever. It's cool. It's fine. I don't mind it. It gets better as time passes through his verse. Next we have Make It Rain featuring Rowdy Rebel, which I believe this was the single, to the lead single to this album. I'm not sure, but I think it was. The beat, as far as the beat goes, the melody's above average. It's on a good day, it's pretty fire. Pop Smoke's verse is infectious, energetic, mad, all up in your face, and I love it. Pop's hook is fire as well. Rowdy Rebel, I don't know if he's locked up or incarcerated at the right word. Anyways, I don't know, I'm an idiot. I don't know if he's locked up or anything, but and also I don't understand why I don't understand why he's here, because this track is literally just him freestyling over a phone. And that's it. Like, it's not recorded in a studio, it's not mixed. It's literally just him. It's like 6ix9ine Bobby Shmurda stupid style, just recorded on a phone. I don't understand why rappers like doing that. I think that's dumb. I think it's stupid. But he is incarcerated. I'm sure that's his homie or something, because if they really went that step to get him an incarcerated feature on this Pop Smoke posthumous album, then they definitely wanted to. They definitely were pretty close, but unfortunately, this guy's locked up, so he couldn't record like a real verse. So that sucks, and I hate it when rappers do this personally, but I don't know. I guess it's gonna exist forever. Next, we got The Woo featuring 50 Cent and Roddy Ricch. This beat, as far as the beat goes, the guitar melody I think is above average. Pop Smoke's auto-tune singing sounds great. Roddy Ricch's verse is okay, and 50 Cent's verse is awesome. It's a complete vibe. And we haven't heard of a 50 Cent verse in a while, but obviously he was going to give a 50 Cent verse to his homie. That's Pop Smoke, his protege, if you will. Next, we have West Coast Shit featuring Tyga and Quavo. It's kind of a tongue twister. I don't know why. As far as the beat goes, the melody's pretty average. The beat's a vibe though, admittedly. Pop Smoke and Quavo share the hook, and it sounds pretty good. Tiger's verse is pretty cool to have on the song, especially because it's a West Coast song. The typical like 90 to 100 beats per minute, West Coast, Blueface, Tyga, DJ Mustard. Pop Smoke's verse is pretty solid, above average, and Quavo's verse is whatever, cool. Enjoy Yourself featuring Karol G. As far as the beat goes, the guitar melody is pretty fire. Pop Smoke's verse is sexy, no homo, and pretty fire. Same thing with the hook. Karol G's verse is actually in Spanish, and it sounds really fire. It's a vibe. It is a vibe. It sounds really good. Next, we have Mood Swings featuring Lil TJ. Lil TJ and Pop Smoke tend to work well with each other, so I was pretty excited for this one. As far as the beat goes, the melody is above average to fire. Pop Smoke's verse singing is very singy and sexy again, and it sounds pretty good. I can't think of one song. Well, there might be like 1 to 2 moments where it sounds bad, but like I can't think of moments where Pop Smoke is singing and trying that style and it sounds, well, besides maybe a couple moments on the album, definitely, but like there's a majority of these moments where he's singing on the album sound actually pretty good and pleasant, so I like that a lot. That's very cool to know. Lil TJ's verse sounds pretty good. The auto crooning in the back for Lil TJ that Lil TJ was doing on the song sounds fire. We got Something Special. As far as the beat goes, the melody is fire. Pop Smoke's auto tune sounds awesome. As far as the hook, the hook and the verse are fire. Seamless fits, and it's like a classic 90s beat, and I love that. I love classic 90s stuff, so yeah, I thought that was a highlight on this thing. I definitely would say that was a 1000% a highlight on this thing. And next we have What You Know About Love. The beat, as far as the beat goes, the melody is above average. It's another singy, sexy song, but it's not amazing, but it's average. It's average to above average because the melody and the beat is average, and Pop Smoke's verse and hook is pretty average, not above average, but average. But it's cool, it's fine, whatever. Next we have Dianna featuring King Combs. I believe that's how you say it. As far as the beat goes, the melody's below average to average. Pop Smoke's verse is whatever, it's fine. The drums are all over the place on this track. It's like a pop song or something, like a dubstep. It sounds terrible. I don't understand why they did that. It's just bad. King's Combs verse isn't bad or anything. It's just whatever. It's not anything new. But I cannot stress enough, do not listen to this track, man. The drums are bad. They're terrible. Next we have Got It On Me. As far as the beat goes, the melody's average, but it's also exciting as well, which is kind of a weird combination. Pop Smoke's verse and hook is okay, solid. And for the last track, we have Tunnel Vision featuring Outro. As far as the beat goes, the melody's solid, and Pop Smoke's verse is pretty cool. Now, there are some moments on this track, and I think it's very few that suck, I think, or that aren't really that good and don't really hold a standard of a professional commercial album. But considering Pop Smoke's taking a completely different, he still have some UK drill beats on this thing, but considering that he's taking a completely different style and vibe compared to his past work, I think it sounds pretty good. I think it was pretty experimental, and I think it's for how low and monotone his voice is, I think it sounds pretty good. I think it sounds, the beats are exquisite, rich. The production is, top notch. I love the production on this thing for a majority of tracks, and there's a lot of sexy vibes on this thing, a lot of solid features to pretty good features. I like this thing. I like this thing a decent amount. I think it's good. I think there's a decent amount of tracks that are really worth listening to, and then there's a decent amount of moments that aren't worth listening to, as far as what I've said. And he definitely does get experimental in this thing. It's definitely showing a lot of various things that Pop Smoke has tried in the past. There's also potentially a deluxe that's going to be coming out soon. I can't wait to review that. But this was very interesting experience. I'm going to give it a light to strong 8. That's a pretty high rating, but that's what I'm going to give it. I think I had a fun experience with this in a decent amount of these tracks, and it's always enjoyable to hear Pop Smoke. I like Pop Smoke a lot, so yeah, unfortunately I believe it's going to be the last album, but hopefully the deluxe comes out soon. I'm going to give it a light to strong 8. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section below. I love having conversations with y'all. I'm going to review Gucci Mane's album, and then I'll probably do a throwback for Lil Wayne's album, Free Weezy. because that just came out on all platforms, and why not go back review some Lil Wayne. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section below. I love having conversations with y'all. Like, comment, subscribe, and notification bell. This is NBA Nabil Hafas, or this is musical Nabil, and I'm out. Peace.